So, although I've always identified and known I was gay my entire life, for the most part at least, there people have asked me if I was ever attracted to women or were there any girls in my early years that I was attracted to or that I wanted to, um, I don't know about pursue, but that that I found cute or that I found attractive or that I was, head over heels for. And there actually was one. There was one. Um, I'm gonna tag you in this, by the way, once this goes up. So be sure you watch this. So growing up, my parents were really good friends with another couple, and that couple also had two kids, two daughters, and one was my brother's age, and the other was my age. And anyway, so her name was Jordana, and I still think she's one of the most beautiful girls today. So that that's stayed true. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm telling this story. Okay, so we I can't remember when we first met, but it probably was in like at the Jewish Community Center. They would have a preschool kind of program for 2 and 3 year olds, and so I remember being in that with Jordana and feeling really comfortable and safe and protected and all that stuff with her, and playing on the playground and whatever. She's gorgeous. She's got blonde and blue and just really really attractive inside and out. And my next memory, I would say, is when we were in kindergarten together at Talmud Torah. We were in the same grade as well, and I don't have. And I remember that I would always go over to Jordana's house, and she had this awesome nanny and kind of caretaker named Maisie, and she was delightful. And so Jordana and I would always, the few memories that I really remember is that Jordana and I always, we actually played video games together, like Donkey Kong and Mario Kart and Super Monkey Ball and some other games and stuff. So that was fun to share that with her. And and I also remember Jordana and I really loved stickers. So we were really obsessed with Standy stickers and stuffed animals like Beanie Babies, and she had more than I had. So I was really drawn to that. And Jordana and I continued to hang out a lot. And we would play dress up in her basement a lot. I remember we would play dress up and I guess, not really dress up in drag, but yeah, like, do little drag races and dress up in costume and play house. And I just remember feeling like I could just be so comfortable and free with her. And of course, that kind of elicits a comfort and a sense of security and attraction to someone else. And she's still one of my best friends today. She's family. Let me get that clear. She's family, definitely at the core. And anyway, so then I remember we would also make little volcanoes, like sand volcanoes, in her backyard. She had this awesome playground that her parents got for her and her sister. So we'd play on the swing set and go down the slide, and we'd make little sand castles and do like the vinegar baking soda trick and boom. And we'd play on her computer a lot. And I remember. And I remember like when she had a birthday in her first home one time, and they had like a Dairy Queen ice cream cake, and I'd never had it before, and it was the most amazing thing. And I was obsessed with this brand of bread called Country Potato and there was like they sell butter on it, and it was the most incredible toast. And I was like so furious at my mother that I never had that at my house. So I remember just loving that. And her mother makes the best chicken. Oh my god, the best chicken. And I'm just like, I still salivate when I think about it, even though I don't eat meat anymore. Okay, anyway, so you have an idea of like Jordana and I. And then there was also some times in first grade where we were again in the same school for the grades 1 through 3 or 1 through 4. And so there was a lot of experiences and memories that I remember from that. But what was really interesting is that I remember being in first grade and I had a situation with our teacher, and eventually I got her fired. Thanks, Dad. And I remember her and I bonding over that experience, and I'll leave it at that. But it was pretty traumatic, and it was not a good experience for me especially. Um, I can't say how it affected her because she wasn't really the one involved in my situation, but the fact that she was there and that I could be connected to her, and that there are certain things that are kind of imprinted just based on gratitude and security of a true friend. So I was always attracted to wow. I was always attracted to Jordana. So anyway, when we were, I can't remember when the first time was, but we would always carpool together for elementary school. So it was me, my brother, Jordana, her sister usually, and then usually a couple friends of ours that were also at the same school. And so we had many experiences, and we continued to get closer and closer and closer. Anyway, I wanted to marry her. So I was trying to figure out like ways to propose to her and ask her to marry me and for us to be together forever and ever and ever and ever, and we are basically together forever and ever now in the best way possible. And I don't remember the steps of events, but basically I remember we had a sleepover one time, and it was completely like we were 8 or 9, like just friends sleeping over, nothing more than that. And I don't know if this is when it happened or not, but I believe it happened then. And I remember I was very like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And so anyway, I ended up getting a ring pop. And ring pops, I think, are still out now, but they were really popular, in the 90s. And so I remember getting down on my knee or something like that, to that extent. And I said, Jordana, I love you so much. I can't imagine, like really theatrical and everything. And I remember like giving her a ring pop. I'm like, will you marry me? She looks at me, and I love you for this. She says, Hiiro, if I ever married you if I ever decided to marry you, I would divorce you in a second. I wouldn't stay married to you for a second. Are you kidding me? Way to break someone's heart, Jordana. And so I was like, okay, why? And she's like, and I think she was saying like, I think she's like, we're 8 or 9 years old. Like, what are you talking about? Like, who proposes someone at 8 or 9 years old? Like, what are you talking about? Completely rational, and clearly I was not. Anyways, we stayed friends, of course. It was just more of a funny moment and kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe like, my friend just did that. And then there was a second time, which was, I gotta admit, she had every right to say no. I said, Jordana, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. I don't remember how far after it was, but I proposed her with a rubber band. It's worth a shot. I mean, why not? I mean, you could bend it, you can fold it, you can mold it, you can use it in different layers, like a layering ring. I mean, like it sounds like, or you wear it as an anklet or not as a necklace, unless if it's a really big rubber band. But I thought, okay, well, at least there's some creativity into that. Well, might as well. Anyway, that was a fail. But luckily, she said no, and we have still become best friends and friends for life. Then the next memory I have, fast forwarding, is I remember when I was, we went shopping, I think. We went shopping at Oak Ridge, I believe. Or it might have been Pacific Center. We went shopping somewhere. And I remember she was wearing this awesome blue pea coat from the Gap that she was obsessed with and that she wanted for her birthday or something. The details are blurry. But anyway, you get the idea. And she just would look beautiful with her blonde hair all styled and her blue eyes and just so beautiful. And it was winter. I remember that. And so we were busing back up to my place in Kerrisdale. And at the top of like 33rd and Mackenzie, there's a bit of a hill. And when we were walking up and stuff, we were throwing snowballs at each other and just, being kids, being playful. And I remember it was by accident completely. But I remember that I was trying to run after her and throw a snowball at her. And then all of a sudden she tripped and like on she landed on her back, and then I tripped accidentally too, and I my chest landed on her chest. And I remember like looking at her in the eyes and just thinking, "Oh my god, like I haven't been this close to her before." And we were like 12 or 13, maybe 11, 12, but it was kind of that preteen verging on like adolescent kind of development. And and I knew I was gay, but I hadn't said anything. I hadn't come out yet. I hadn't told her that I was having thoughts of that. And anyway, so we're looking at each other for like a minute or something in silence. Then she looks at me, she's like, okay, you should get off me. This is really awkward. She's like, we should get back to your place. So that's when I knew. I was like, yeah, okay, you're gay. Like there's just no way. No way at all. This is not happening. Um anyway, so then I don't know how much after that was, but it was close after that when I remember calling her on my cell phone and said, "Hey, like I need to tell you something. I'm gay." Um, and she, of course, didn't blink an eye. And I think she actually probably knew, and she just didn't blink an eye. And she's been one of my best friends ever since. And since childhood, she's one of the only friends that I've had since I was a kid, let alone a toddler. And I missed her so much, and she's doing such an incredible job kicking the world's ass as a new lawyer in Toronto, and with her really beautiful fiance. Well, not yet, sorry, but I mean, who am I kidding? Jeremy. Hi, if you're watching this as well, good job. And both of you. And yeah, Jordan and I kind of went in and out of our lives through high school, and then rekindled around middle of high school, and we've been best friends again ever since. And she's someone that I can always rely on, always ask questions to, always share anything I need to share anything with. And she's one of the only people that's known me through my life and everything that I've been through from the beginning, from all the life experiences and life changing or life altering moments that have come up in my life. So I might have not gotten the girl, but I've got a lifelong friend, and I'll take my straight best girlfriend for life, knowing that we're gonna be together forever, whether if we're across the country or visiting each other in person. So Jordana Croft, I'm not gonna ask you to marry me ever again. So have an awesome day. Thank you so much.